Hey everyone, thank you for watching and welcome to a new series for 2019. I was talking about this in a recent video, but basically the first Friday of every month I'm going to be doing a shopped my stash video where I have already gone through my makeup collection and I've pulled out, maybe some of the older products in my collection, and I really want to focus on using these for the month. And then I'm also going to be doing like a get ready style with me video with the products that I chose out. This is just kind of in the spirit of, going through my collection, using some of my old favorites, because obviously with makeup there's always so many new releases coming out, and we're always buying so much makeup. I get sent some in PR that sometimes our old loves can kind of be a little bit forgotten about. So I mentioned this in last week's try to get ready with me video, and a lot of people seemed really excited for it. You suggested the shopped my stash idea versus like a shop my stash where I'm going through my makeup collection with you and picking out products. Instead, I've already gone ahead and shopped it myself, picked out some products, and then we are going to get ready together. So I have everything in this little bag here that I picked out for the month of January. So I'll show you guys what I picked out for each different category, and then we will get ready together. I hope that you guys like this style of video. Like I said, the first Friday of every month is going to be this style of video, and then the other Fridays will either be like the trying new makeup or just a good old try to get ready with me style of video. But that is what I like to do on Fridays here on my channel. So if you are ready to see the items that I picked out for the Shopped My Stash series for January, let me go ahead and get started. So like I said, I just put everything in this little bag here so I kind of have something a little bit separate so I know what products that I chose for the month. And I'm not trying to like pan these products or use them up or things like that. They're just products that are a little bit older in my collection but that I like, that I would just like to get some more use out of, and I'm going to try to use them as often as I can throughout the month. And then when I do, the start of the next month, I can maybe kind of talk about my thoughts on these products while also picking out a new set of products for the month, etc. I tried to do like at least one in every category. Some have two, just kind of depending on how I feel. I didn't give myself any like hard and fast rules or anything like that, but I think I'll just kind of like go through the box here. I don't really have anything in like a particular order, but about a pair of lashes. These are from Flutter Lashes in Heavenly. I do like to wear lashes. I don't think I'm going to today, but I figure I can kind of focus on one pair of lashes throughout the month and then be able to get rid of them at the end of the month, because that's it'll probably be about that time. For highlighter, I just grabbed out this one here from Flower Beauty. This is the Shimmer and Strobe Highlighting Palette. I do have 3 different, highlighter choices in here, so I thought that that could be a fun one to do. So this is from Flower Beauty. I just mentioned this in my Best of Beauty 2018 video, and I think I found it like early on in the year in 2018, and I just don't reach for it a lot anymore, so I thought that would be a fun one to pull in. For my primer, I chose from Amazing Cosmetics. This is the Anti-Aging Face Primer. I used to use this all the time, and I seriously can't remember the last time I used it, so thought it'd be nice to get some use in there. For the Clinique, I have the Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This was also a longtime favorite of mine and one I don't use as much anymore. I have the Urban Decay All Nighter Powder to like set my foundation. Again, I liked this one and I just don't use it as much. I've been using so many other different powders, so thought I could use that guy. Let's see here. For my concealers, I grabbed out 2 from Maybelline. I have the Fit Me and then also the Instant Age Rewind. The Instant Age Rewind I'm about done with, so I would really like to see me finish this off. And same with the Maybelline Fit Me. If you can see that there's a pretty good dent in it, and I have to come in and dip so many times. So I thought if I could focus on it for this month, I could probably use those up, which would be exciting. I grabbed out 2 mascaras, the Essence of False Lashes Mascara, which I'm about done with, and also the Flower Beauty Zoom In Mascara, which I'm about done with. Again, I feel like I kind of grabbed some products where it's like, I feel like I'm almost done, or something along those lines that I can really just focus on using them up and, being able to get them out of my collection, because sometimes I do this thing when I start to get down there on a product, I like stop using it. I don't know why I do that, but I do it a lot, and then it just makes my makeup collection even larger when I have something that could easily be finished off. So I'm gonna try to do better at that in 2019. So I have those 2 mascaras. For an eyeliner, I just grabbed this one out from Pixi in collaboration with Wiley. It's their black liner duo, so you have a felt tip liner on one end and then a kohl liner on the other. That was just kind of like a random one. I'm not really too worried about those. I did grab out 2 different blushes. I have the Milani Luminoso. This has been in my collection forever. And also the Balm Frat Boy blush, which I really like, but I just don't reach for it a lot for whatever reason. So I thought it would be a good one to pull in here. I have a couple different face products. This one here is from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the Making Faces Beauty Book. So you have a contour, a highlighter, and a bronzer in here. And then I also grabbed out this face palette from Nars. This is the Veiled Cheek Palette. I think this was part of like a limited edition release, but it does have the Laguna bronzer in here, which I really do like. And then also a blush and a highlight, but I kind of grabbed it just for that Laguna bronzer, which is what I reach for the most out of this palette. So I have a couple different like contour, bronzer, highlight options and all of that. For my eyeshadows, this was probably like the hardest thing for me to pick out, but I ended up going with some Makeup Geek singles. I thought it would be fun to revisit these because I haven't used them as much anymore. I have had this particular palette of Makeup Geek shadows for the longest time. A lot of them have pretty significant dents on them, which is cool to see, but I just don't reach for my singles a lot anymore. I'm typically going for palettes, so I thought it would be fun to try to, you know, get some use out of these Makeup Geek singles. And then I have another Z palette here, and these have mostly those like shimmer shades and like duochromes and all of that, or foiled shadows is mostly what's in here. And I don't know, we'll see how I do throughout the month, but I thought that that could be something fun to pull in. And then for lip products, so I have a little variety here. I thought that I would include a lip liner. I'm not always a lip liner girl, but sometimes I do like them, so I thought I could put one in. This is from ColourPop in Oh Snap. So one of their lip liners, and I've had it in my collection for a very long time. I think it was my first like ColourPop lip liner. So I thought I could use that one. Also from Ofra, this is the Manila Liquid Lipstick. This is, again, about gone. You might actually be able to see like a little something going on here because it's about gone. I have another one actually, so I just want to like use this up and get rid of it. And then also from Bite Beauty, this is Honeycomb. This is a little mini of Honeycomb, which I think is a gorgeous color. And then I did grab out a gloss because every once in a while I do like to wear a gloss. And this is from MAC, and this is Under the Sheets. I used to wear this one so much as well. I can remember putting this in lip picks all of the time. So I thought it'd be fun to throw into this one. So that's everything that I have in my little January bag here that I shopped my stash for. So why don't we go ahead and get some makeup on this face. Okay, so I have it zoomed in and I threw my hair up. I'm gonna start with my eyes, but I did want to say I had the face recognition on in the intro. I could tell because that freaking box was following me, so I turned my camera off so I could turn that off. I mentioned in the Truthful YouTuber tag video that I did that I used to get told, this was like last year, but people would really come at me in the comments about using a face filter and I couldn't figure out what was going on. On the Sony a5100, there's a tab for like face recognition, so like I'm assuming it has something to do with like autofocus. I'm really not that sure, to be honest. But if you have it on, it'll kind of make it look like you do have some sort of filter, like blurring effect or something on you. And so I have to go in and remember to turn it off every single time, and I just completely forgot. So as I was filming the intro, I was like, why is that freaking box following me? So I had to turn my camera off, turn it off. But here we are. We're ready. Ready to go now. Okay, so I'm going to come into this little palette here with my Makeup Geek shadows, and I'm going to pick up the first one, which is Peach Smoothie. And I'm just going to use the Real Techniques Deluxe Concealer Brush. I do have an eye primer down, and I'm just going to go ahead and run that through. Oh, you know what I didn't pick out? I didn't pick out a brow pencil. I'll have to go grab one. Silly me. I'm gonna come in with the second shade, which is, oh, do I remember these off the top of my head? I was gonna say Cocoa Bear, but that's not it. Crème Brulee. Crème Brulee is the next one. Cocoa Bear is this one right here. So I'm gonna come in with the Bdellium Tools 785, and I'm just going to apply that into my crease as the first transition and kind of take it a little bit higher as well. But yeah, I'm really excited to do this series and see how it goes. You know, I like to do my Will I Buy It series on Wednesdays, and then like trying new makeup that will be, you know, all the other Friday videos. And I really like to review products and all of that, but I also really am excited to, you know, be going through my collection and giving some love to some past items, and hopefully, like I said, maybe moving some items out of my collection too that, you know, trying to use them up. I'm really excited for this, and I was really glad I got some like awesome feedback when I mentioned trying this out. So I always appreciate anyone who gives feedback like that. It really does help me out a lot, so thank you for that. Pick up a little smaller blending brush. This is from Stilazzi. It's the L216, and I'm trying to decide. I think let's just go on with Cocoa Bear just because that was like one of my old school faves. And I'm going to put this on the outer part of my eye and then kind of blend it in. I did want to say I also posted my 9 in 2019 Project Pan. That video went up yesterday. So if you haven't checked it out, I'll have it linked down below. I did my 18 and 2018 Project Pan finale, and I was saying how I was just a little bit unsure that I wanted to do one for 2019. I didn't do super great. I don't really consider myself a Project Panner, but you know, again, I was trying to get in the spirit of using up what's in my collection and all of that, and a bunch of people suggested 9 in 2019, which to me is a lot less intimidating than choosing 19 products. So that is what I did, and I'm pretty excited about the ones that I chose, and yeah, I had a lot of fun making that video, and I'm gonna be curious to see how my progress goes. So if you want to check that video out, you totally can. And a lot of like more cut creases recently, so I'm gonna use that Maybelline Fit Me concealer and my Stilazzi S500. I'm just gonna do a little cut crease. I don't do anything like super intense, but I like to do it before adding down a shimmer because I just feel like it helps make it pop a bit. Definitely getting down here on the concealer because I can like barely even get product on here, but I want to use it all the way up. But it's just so funny. It's like you get a few uses left and I'm like, oh, I should stop using that. Like, why do I have that mindset? That's so silly. I'm just going to tap that blending brush over the edges of the concealer. I'm coming into the other palette that I have. I want to take out this shade, which is called Grandstand, which I have just really adored Grandstand since I got it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up, this is the Morphe JH41. It's just a flat shader, and I really do like this palette because it has a mirror already in it, which is quite nice. So I'm just going to pick up that shade and apply it right over the concealer. And I did use a little bit of Fix Plus on my brush to get it damp like I normally would. So I hope everybody's New Year's was good. I'm filming this on January 2nd. So I took yesterday off from like more like YouTube things. I got a lot of writing done. I'm currently writing my 8th novel. 8th novel, so that's fun. So yeah, I just did a bunch of work for that one because it's part of a series. It's the 3rd book in a 6-part series. So as I'm writing Lauren, I'm also like simultaneously writing scenes for the next book because, you know, I'll write something and then I'm like, oh, that would make sense to go in the next book. So it's this is the first series I've ever written, and it definitely has its challenges as compared to writing a standalone book, but it also, you know, the storylines just kind of just keep rolling into themselves and the characters are already there and established, so that part's kind of easier than just going from standalone to standalone. But at the same time, there's also unique challenges that come with writing a series, especially like just making sure you are getting everybody's, what do the girls all like to drink? You know, it's a girlfriend series. What are the girls ordering when they go out for drinks? Because, you know, I can't have, in Christie's novel, she's a, you know, a beer drinker. I can't have her all of a sudden ordering wine when I'm writing Lauren's book because, you know, it's like, that doesn't make sense. So there's a lot of things to keep track of. There's a lot of lists I have going on. There's a lot of, you know, organizing that needs to be done for a series, but it's a lot of fun. I'm really excited to put out Lauren's story. She was one that she was a character that intrigued me from the beginning, and I was really curious to get her story and see where it was she was going to take us. With Lauren's character, you know, she's kind of been a secondary character between Christy and Scarlett's book, so this is the first time we're really getting to know Lauren on a deeper level, and she's interesting. She's an interesting character to write. So that's where I'm going to leave the eyes for right now. We'll finish it off in a little bit, but I typically like to lay my shadows down and then do most of my face, and then we'll come back and finish off the eyes later. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch focus here. Okay, so I'm using the Amazing Cosmetics Anti-Aging Face Primer. This one has a bit more of like a silicone feel to it, which is probably why I stopped using it as much, because it's not my absolute favorite. But I remember thinking every time I used this, I felt like my skin was really soft. I felt like it helped a bit with like my pores and stuff. So I'm just gonna go ahead and give this a shot again and see how I feel after using it for the month and all of that. Now for the foundation, I'm using the Clinique Beyond Perfecting. This is in 6.5, which is buttermilk, which looks like this. This also got like raved about on YouTube for a while, and I really do like it. I had a lot of my girlfriends purchase this foundation as well based off my recommendation because I really did like it. It has that large doe foot. I'm just gonna go ahead and start to apply it. It's more full coverage and it's very, very long wearing. Like I was especially recommending this to my friends when they were getting married and they were picking out like their wedding makeup. Foundation was actually a little tough for me to pick out. I'm using the Sigma sponge. I felt like foundation was a little bit hard for me to pick out because even though I love foundations and I love trying them out, for some reason I felt like I didn't have a ton in my collection that really needed extra love. Because I feel like maybe I'm pretty good at when a foundation doesn't work for me for just being like nope or returning it or I don't know, something. So I feel like I didn't have a ton, but the ones that I did have that I felt like were a bit older were also more of like my summer shade. Like this one's probably going to be a bit reaching for me, this Clinique one, but I also think this Clinique foundation is probably the oldest one in my collection, so I also don't know how much longer I really want to keep it just because I've had it so long and had it open for so long. But yeah, so as we get more into the warmer months, which it's like 9 degrees outside, so you know that feels forever away, but as we get more into there, I have some older ones that I can pull out too. But it was just a little bit hard with the shade matching, but I'm glad. I think the Clinique one is the good one to, you know, kind of kick off this new series with. Because concealer, I'm going to use the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind because I feel like I could still benefit from some extra oomph. This one's really good at like masking the dark circles. And it's a little bit on the lighter side too. And like I said, you kind of like twist it up and then you have this kind of like almost like a fuzzy applicator. This one's a little bit light, so it should be good for right now. But yeah, New Year's was okay, New Year's was let's fill in the blanks. New Year's was fine. We went to a friend's house, like 5 of us went out to dinner, and then we went to a friend's house where, you know, quite a few more people showed up and all of that, and it was okay. I didn't really have a good time, and I don't know, to be honest, I think my mood is still being affected by what happened. So I just feel like I'm kind of like in a blah mood, but it's because I just had a bad run-in with someone who made me sad. So stupid. I'm a little bit bummed that 2019 had to start off that way. It's not always the best, but you know, that's okay. I did a lot of like self-reflecting the next day, especially as I was writing my book and, you know, writing this like the girlfriend series or whatever, and just thinking really hard about friendships. I've had to do the thing where, like, you know, I removed a toxic friendship from my life and it's really hard, and so I just kind of evaluated like what's going on in my personal life and what I need to be happy and what I shouldn't do, because I had these thoughts of not wanting to go to this particular New Year's Eve party because I knew someone would be there who we just don't see eye to eye, and she really goes out of her way to I don't even want to say like be mean to me, but she goes out of her way to make me feel not included. She goes out of her way to make me feel uncomfortable when we're together, and I know that. We just, you know, unfortunately we have the same group of friends, but we just had a run-in the other weekend at a friend's birthday party, and she actually said something to me, and another friend was there and was just like, I can't believe that's what she, you know, still acts this way. This feeling of like, maybe I shouldn't go, and I have like a pretty strong sense of intuition, and I knew like my whole mood was off that day because I was like, I shouldn't go, but I was like, I feel like it might be more like, well, where is Samantha if I didn't go? So I went, and then I didn't have a good time. So bummer. Should have just stayed home. I'm going to use a little bit of the Urban Decay powder and the Morphe JH08 brush and apply this to my under eyes. The Clinique foundation is pretty full coverage and pretty matte as it is, so I'm actually just only going to use this for my under eyes and not for my full face because I'm worried, because I do have dry skin, that it would be a little bit too much. But yeah, so yesterday was just kind of like a weird day too, like as I was just like kind of chilling and thinking and what I need to do, and you know, I'm kind of that person that I'm always like down for whatever. Like anybody wants to do anything, you know, friends wise, I'm always like yes, yes. And I was talking about this in a past video too, that me and my husband are getting ready to move about an hour and a half away for his job. And so especially whenever my friends are like, let's do this, we're like, yeah, because, you know, we don't know how often we'll be able to come back into town and see our friends and all of that. But I think I going forward, I need to stop putting myself in situations that I know are going to upset me. And it's kind of a bummer because it's like, okay, I don't feel like I deserve that. Like, I shouldn't be able to not hang out with my friends because of one person. But it puts me in such a downer mood that it's not fair to do this to myself continually. Like, it's just silly at this point. I'm going to go into the Kevyn Aucoin book and pick up the Sculpting shade, this top one here, and the Moda Metallics contour brush and contour. This is a very like pigmented contour, so I try to go light-handed. You know, it's just not fair to me, and honestly, I would rather be able to keep a positive outlook and, you know, keep a positive attitude than I would being able to hang out with friends one night and leave feeling not happy. You know, you don't have to put yourself in those situations, and I would never ask for any of my friends to like not invite someone or not go somewhere on my behalf. That's just not me. I'm not that person. I would never ask anyone to do that. So it's like, you know, if we're all doing something and I know that this person is going to be there, I'm just not going to go because I just don't need to do that. And I'm really bummed that I'm like in this weird mood while filming, especially like more of a chatty video. So that's just why I wanted to mention it, because sometimes, like, you know, if I'm starting to get sick or whatever, if I'm just like in an odd place, like people will ask, you know, are you okay? You seem different in your video, da da da. So I don't mind being open and transparent and all of that. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought maybe it could make for interesting conversation too, because maybe you've gone through something like that, and you know, it's kind of like, what do you do? I feel like I'm not really winning either way. It's like, I do what I want to do and I go have fun with my friends, but then I have to feel like crap for a week and really question a bunch of things. Or I just don't get to do what I want to do and hang out with my friends, but at least I'm in a more positive place. It's like, I don't know, what do you do? That's kind of where I'm at right now, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention it. And, you know, maybe it's a good thing that I get to just hang out and do my makeup and whatever, because that puts me in a better mood. It really does put me in a more positive space. So I feel like maybe doing this will kind of help turn that around at the same time. I'm going to use from Nars, I'm going to use the face palette and the Laguna bronzer, and I'm going to use my Sigma F30 for this. So yeah, I don't know. So unfortunately that was my New Year's. You know, kind of a bummer, but you know, it is what it is. Oh well. At least I got to get a lot of work done on Tuesday, which was good. You know, like I said, I didn't really drink after dinner, so I was able to drive. You know, I didn't have a cloudy mind or need to like sleep in or anything like that on Tuesday. I got a lot of work done, because I can't say the same for my husband. He slept most of the day. So I got a lot of work done on my book, a lot of work done like around the house and cleaning and all of that, because we have to have the realtor come and take photos of the house to put it on the market. So I've been trying to like keep it clean, able to clean and work out and everything. So, you know, those are all positive. So I just can't stress too much. Like, I'm such a sensitive Sally, and sometimes I hate that about me. It's so weird. I can get like comments on the internet from people, you know, just saying like terrible things about me. And like, of course it upsets me, but you know, it's been easier and easier. I mean, I've been on social media for 9 years, so it gets easier to kind of let them roll off your back. But it's like, when someone in my real life, my real group of friends is mean to me, like I take it to heart for a week, you know? And I just sit and analyze things and think what I could have done differently and all of that. So it's just so silly, but oh well, it just is what it is. Do you guys make any like New Year's resolutions? I usually make like some goals for myself, you know, just little goals that I want to achieve. My biggest one is I really do want to release another 2 novels this year. 2018 was the first time I've ever put out 2 full-length novels in 1 year, and I was pretty excited about that. Normally I just do the 1. So I really want to do 2 again. I would love to get Lauren out before spring of 2019. That would be great. I use the Milani Luminosa blush and the Sigma F40. So got to get that done. So I'm pretty motivated right now for Lauren. I'm really liking the way that her story is coming together and getting to know her and what's going on. And of course all the other girlfriends at the same time. So I'm having a lot of fun writing her. I was really excited. Like I said, on Tuesday I got a lot of words written and I was pretty stoked to have that happen. Also love to do an international trip, which I believe is going to be happening. So that's very exciting. I love traveling. We went to Arizona last year in March, but I would really love to get out of the country because it's been like 5 years maybe since we took our last trip out of the US. So I would love to travel out of the country. All right, so I did finish my brows off camera. I did the Benefit Goof Proof. This is in the shade 2. I also have the shade 3 of this, and I think 3 is a better shade match, and I also think this one is starting to dry out a little bit. So I thought I could go ahead and throw this into my bag for January to try to like use it up as much as I can, and then I'll probably just declutter it afterwards because shade, and then also I do think it's getting drier. But did my brows with that, and then I did cheat a little bit. I added a brown liner to my waterline, and the one that I picked out for this month is black. I just felt like brown would go better with this particular look, but I like this one from Pixi because it has the liquid liner and also the felt tip liner, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1, but we're not going to use it for today's video. Kind of cheating. But then to finish off the eyes, I'm just going to mix a little bit of Crème Brulee and then Cocoa Bear onto a pencil brush. I would really like to pay off like one of my student loans. I have like 2 separate student loans or whatever, you know. I really want to pay off one of them. I think that would be pretty exciting to do. You know, we're planning on moving, so I would really love to be able to fit into a new town. It's a small town. I've never lived in a small town. I feel like that's going to be a pretty big change for me, and I'm a little bit nervous about it, but it'd be nice to get settled in, you know, sell our house and buy a house at the same time, move to a different city, make new friends. A little scary, but you know, hopefully that will work well. I also really love to be able to upgrade my camera. I've been saving money to upgrade my camera, and then my laptop broke, so I had to buy a new laptop. So I took the money that I was saving for the laptop, or for the camera, to buy it for the laptop. That's okay, but you know, hopefully in 2019 I'll be able to upgrade my camera. That would be really, really exciting. And I really want to make a point to really focus on my mental health and especially my self-care. I want to like up my workout game for 2019. I started adding in some heavier weights to my workout, which I can tell is really making a difference. I mean, it's kind of crazy. For my mascara, I'm going to use the Flower Beauty today, the Zoom In mascara that I enjoy so much. But yeah, so I definitely want to put a lot of emphasis on my workout and just keep challenging myself, whether it be adding in extra weights, whether it be adding in bands, whether it be adding a new piece of equipment. I only work out at home, so maybe looking into adding a new piece of equipment. I really want to get one of those, oh, I don't know how to say it, the Bosu balls? Is it B-O-S-U? I don't know for sure, but I really want to get one of those. I feel like that would be really awesome for balance. Whenever I go to hotels and they have a gym, a lot of times they have those, and I will work out on them, and I just think it really adds like a crazy level to your fitness. So I would love to be able to add that to my kind of like home gym. Like, you know, I have some like resistance bands, I have some, you know, just like little dumbbells, I have a kettlebell, you know, obviously I have my yoga mat. But I would love to be able to add in that. And like I said, I want to be more cognizant and not put myself into situations that I know might upset me, even if it's like a friend's activity, and I think that it'll be fun. If I feel uncomfortable, I'm not gonna go just to go, and you know, whatever. I can, there's so many other things that I can be doing, you know. I just need to not put myself in those situations because I know how it affects me mentally, and that's not fair for myself. So I'm just going to try to be a little bit more aware, and you know, if I get into a situation where I feel uncomfortable and I'm not happy, then I can leave. There's no reason I have to stay. I can leave. So I want to be more aware of those types of situations also. I also would really like to maybe get like a massage on a more regular basis, and I feel like that sounds kind of like a bougie thing. Like, I feel like massage is often as like a, you know, it's something that's not needed or not necessary. But fun fact about me, I actually used to manage a massage clinic. Actually, when I was 20, I used to be a manager at a massage clinic, and I really learned the benefits of a massage and what all they can do for you, and how good it is, you know, especially for even something like stress relief. But I don't know, I was almost thinking about like looking into getting one of those like monthly memberships, because that's the clinic that I used to ran off the monthly memberships. But I don't know if that's like too much, or maybe just like every other month, just try to take a day to get a massage, kind of reset my body, just take an hour out of my day to just chill out and just be able to lay there. I'm someone who's always multitasking. I'm always doing, you know, a million things at one time. And I remember when I first started getting massages on a regular basis, I would kind of go crazy because all I could do was lay there in the bed, and I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing right now? Like, it was so hard for me not to pull my phone out and have my phone underneath the little pillow as I was getting a massage. But I think it'll be good to do something like that, to just take an hour to just chill out, not have to be doing anything else. So I'm really considering, you know, maybe looking into something like that once a month, every other month, doing something. So those are just a few of like my goals, resolutions for the new year. I'd love if you guys wanted to share any of yours. Oh, I guess I need to do an inner corner highlight. I'm going to come back into this palette here, and I'm going to grab some Shimma Shimma, which is again like one of my like OG shades from Makeup Geek, and I'm going to apply this right on the inner part of my eye. Ooh. I was kind of debating if I even wanted to say anything about New Year's, but I just figured, I just knew my mood was a little bit off, so I figured I might as well say it. Just like how I had to say last week that I had a hangover in that video. You know, I know people can pick up on these things, so it's like you might as well just be honest about it. But hopefully that wasn't like too negative. But you know what? It's not, I mean, it's real life, you know? Like, what do you do? For my lips, I'm going to do a little combo here. So I'm going to do the Oh Snap lip liner, the Honeycomb from Bite, and then the MAC lip gloss. Yeah, I feel like that sounds like a pretty sweet combo today. I really do like this. I travel with it a lot, and it's so, you know, just tiny. It's easy to throw into my bag. Here I am once again trying to talk while I put lipstick on. Woohoo, silly girl. I'm gonna pull an audible, and I think I'm just gonna leave it like this without the lip gloss. Again, I'm not like a huge lip gloss girl, and sometimes it's because this happens. Like, I do a lip combo or a lipstick even, just like a regular one, and then I'm like, no, I don't want to ruin it. I think that looks really pretty. Yeah, I'm into that. Ooh, a facial spray. Let me grab a facial spray to pull into this Shopped My Stash as well. This is really old school. This is from Scandinavia. It's the makeup finishing spray. I have like half of this left. I'm gonna do this. I've had this for a very long time. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with some of this. So I realized that I forgot to do my highlight. So I literally got done filming the outro and I was like, why does this look weird? I forgot my highlight, so I'm popping this clip in. You can see I'm not 100% yet, clearly, but I'm using the Flower Beauty highlight palette. I think I'm going to mix a little bit of these first two shades together, and I'm just using my Sigma F03. Whew, silly me. How did I miss my highlight? That's just crazy. So I'm just going to go ahead and add a little bit to the skin here. You need such a little product with this Flower Beauty palette. It's insane. Yes, ma'am. And I'm also going to run, no extra product because it's not needed, a little bit down the bridge of my nose and then tapping on the tip of my nose. Well, I feel much better. Much better about life. Okay, let's jump back into it. Right, and then after that, that's going to finish off today's video and my first Shopped My Stash for 2019. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing what I was putting into my little bag here to try to focus on throughout this month and seeing how it all came together to get this look. I really like this look. Those Makeup Geek shadows, man, are just so, they really are just so beautiful, and I just love Grandstand so much. I love this lip combo. I think my skin looks really nice with that Clinique foundation. Maybe a touch dark at this moment, but I still think my skin looks really nice, and I'm excited to do this. I'm really excited for this series. I had a lot of fun shopping my stash a couple nights ago when I was picking out items for this project, and I think it'll be nice to have just kind of that set bag there. Days I don't want to make a decision what to grab, I'm just gonna grab these, see how much you know, progress I can make in them throughout the month. But the rest of the Fridays over here, we'll be trying new makeup / try to get ready with me. If there's any sort of topics you'd like to see me discuss in January, just please do let me know. Other than that though, my first Friday video in February will be another one of these, and we'll see what items I chose for that Shopped My Stash. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble about my books and New Year's and resolutions and all of that. I hope that you guys have a wonderful 2019. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I hope that you also consider subscribing before you go, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's video.